The news is out that the J&J shot, we talked about this briefly yesterday, causes blood clots in slightly more, fewer than 1 in 1 million women who are under 50. And this is exploding across the world of social media. We had a caller yesterday who listens to this program regularly and runs some rooms or forums or areas or whatever they call those things over on Facebook, and said, you know, the anti-vaxxers are just, you know, mopping up the floor with this. They are making hay while the sun shines, and you know, pick cliche number 3 of your choice. And you can get it, right? I mean, you know, out of 6.8 million doses, we've got 6 cases, 1 death, 1 hospitalization, 6 cases of women who had a blood clot, which of course raises the question, your odds of getting blood clots if you get COVID are 1 in 20, right? Your odds of getting blood clots if you just take certain types of birth control pills, the hormone-mediated birth control pills are like, as I recall, like 1 in 10 to 20,000. Here, your odds of getting a blood clot if you get the J&J COVID shot are 1 in a million. And so you have to ask, you know, do we have a problem with misplaced priorities here? My prediction is that what's going to happen is that within the next couple days, the CDC is going to say, okay, we're going to do with this J&J shot what Europe is doing with the AstraZeneca shot, which we don't have here in the United States, but they paused it for a while. And then they came back and they said, you know, it looks like the only people affected by this are women under 50, mostly premenopausal women. There's some association here with estrogen and with all this and all that kind of stuff. And so we're going to go back to using AstraZeneca shots, but only on men under 40 and only on women over 40, right? Or over 50, excuse me. 49 was the cutoff. And I'm guessing we'll see the same thing here in the United States. But Donald Trump and the Republican Party, they are making hay with this announcement that discouraging Americans from getting vaccinated and thus preventing Joe Biden from ever getting the economy back on track has been the first order of business for the Republican Party ever since Trump lost the election. And now it's their primary electoral strategy going into 2022 and 2024. And if the spam I'm seeing in my inbox and the trolls I'm seeing on social media are any indication at all, there are also several countries that hate America that are pumping this thing, you know, with social media accounts that appear to be actual Americans. And Trump, of course, tripled down on this. Yesterday, the Wall Street Journal had a piece that I linked to in my piece from Hartmann report. Feigning outrage and using it to trash our new president, Trump wrote, the Biden administration did a terrible disservice to people throughout the country by allowing the FDA and CDC to call a pause in the use of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. So he's doing his whole feigned outrage. Oh, my God, this is a wonderful vaccine. Why would you pause it? Well, the reason they paused it was because you've got these 6 cases of blood clots, and they want to find out if there's any, you know, who has a risk for this and who doesn't. So if we're going to bring this vaccine back the way that they have AstraZeneca in Europe, and by the way, the AstraZeneca vaccine in Europe and the J&J vaccine here use this, it's the old-fashioned vaccine technique, right? They're using an adenovirus, just a kind of a human cold virus, common cold virus that, you know, people get all the time and don't even notice it. They're using that virus as the delivery. They modified that virus so that it is delivering into your cells the DNA or the I don't recall if it's RNA or DNA that is in that virus that is then conveyed into your cells to provoke the immune response to COVID. And so anyhow, you know, Trump is like saying, on the one hand, oh my God, they paused it, but then at the same time, this is the same guy who, along with his wife, got vaccinated while he was in the White House and covered it up just like Ron DeSantis did. I mean, this is all about sabotaging Joe Biden. There's nobody on earth right now that Donald Trump hates more than Joe Biden, other than maybe Letitia James, the Attorney General for the state of New York, who's prosecuting him. But he wrote, remember, it was the FDA working with Pfizer who announced the vaccine approval 2 days after the 2020 presidential election. They didn't like me very much. Right. And then he warned his followers, you can't trust the U.S. government. He said the FDA has to be controlled, particularly because of the long-time bureaucrats within. And this is what's going on in Michigan right now. These guys, you know, this is exactly what Republicans want, is throw the country into more chaos, prevent the economy from recovering, harm Joe Biden and all the Democrats, and particularly states like Michigan, where you've got a Democratic governor, but the legislature can mess with things. In Michigan, the legislature passed a law forcing the government of Michigan to tell everybody that the J&J shots was used on fetal stem cells, was tested.